All right, what up, guys? We are live, so we got a fun little stream for you. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying StreamYard's new feature of being able to watch this on your phone in higher quality. I know StreamYard made a big deal about it, giving me like fucking 5 notifications. Oh yeah, you guys probably don't even know that StreamYard is the service that we basically YouTubers use when we want to do podcasts and stuff like that. So they enabled a new feature where you can watch this on your phone and it's actually going to like fit nicely on the screen. But yeah, anyway, so figured we'd start off by reacting to Sneako leaving the Red Pill and dropping some bombs on this community. So I got it pulled up here. Want to just jump straight into it?
Yeah, I'm down. Also, I'm seeing like 2 sets of us on my StreamYard. Is that normal? Is it meant to be that way?
Yeah. It's just for us. They only see the spread of us. Yeah, it's just for us.
Okay.
How we look if people are watching us on their phone.
Sweet as. Okay, perfect.
Yeah. But let me share my screen. All right, here it is. Not too long.
Anybody could latch onto for a hint of clout. The whole idea of the Red Pill is dead. It's over. It was never even clearly defined. People would call you Red Pill if you were a Christian, if you're a Muslim, if you were speaking about feminism, if you were a manosphere, if you were an atheist in Miami with a...
That is true. People even called me fucking Red Pill, feminist and shit, which would always annoy me because it's like, dude, I fucking... Listen, you little feminist cunt, okay? I've done more to shit on the Red Pill than you and your friends ever have, okay?
Exactly.
sleeve tattoo and botted 500K followers. The Red Pill became this vague idea.
Botted 500K followers. I wonder, I think he's probably taking a shot at Fresh there. Who do you think he's referring to?
Oh, I have no idea. I feel like all these guys are fucking botting, so who fucking knows?
That's my guess.
Idea loosely attached to anybody speaking about conspiracy theories and masculinity. It became this niche idea that anybody could latch onto for a hint of clout, very quickly turned into a cesspool of some of the biggest leeches, weirdos, and dorks on the internet.
I 100% agree with what he just said. I was...
Is he not just projecting though? Is this not exactly what he did?
Yeah, it's exactly what he did. Surprising Sneako W. Sneako, every 1.5 years, he does a complete 180 on every single one of his beliefs. So he's like
legit.
He's just like the most impressionable like little kid ever. And just like was a YouTuber. I forget his name, but he did this really funny video where he basically talks about how Sneako is just constantly searching for his daddy. And so at one point, that daddy was Andrew Tate, and then he moved on to Nick Fuentes as his daddy, and then now it's some like Muslim daddy, and so it's just like he's always looking for a new daddy that he can, I guess, like fucking copy his beliefs from. And so I guess
1,000%. I was gonna use the term like older brother, but daddy's even better, right? Like he is literally I get that vibe where it's not even like a clout chasing thing necessarily. It's like this big acceptance thing, like someone please like me. Yeah, it's a weird. I'm sure we're gonna see a lot more projections as he speaks through leaving the Red Pill.
Yeah, although what he's saying is true. It's funny. You know, one time the craziest thing I've ever seen Sneako try to do is, you know, that whole thing about him being a cuck and watching his girlfriend get fucked by another guy. He tried to blame that on like liberals. He like literally this is what he said, almost verbatim. He's like, yeah, you know, I followed the left-wing ideology, and you know, it convinced me that, you know, it led me to basically watching my girl get fucked and turned me into a cuck. It's like, bro, what? This is not
what a stretch.
Like, who the fuck were you following where you got this information from? But yeah, that was like the craziest thing I've heard him say. It's like, oh yeah, because that's like the natural consequences. Okay, you start believing in healthcare for all, and then suddenly
you're watching your girlfriend get fucked. Yeah, it's a slippery slope.
The Bernie Sanders, we call it the Bernie Sanders cuck pop pipeline. You know, it's like
exactly.
Yeah. Pretty ridiculous.
People who preach about being a real man and stand on absolutely nothing except for their fake Instagram following. I used to hold a lot of resentment because I helped a lot of these people who were poor, people who needed defending, people who needed a platform. I was there because I saw a lot of truth in it. At the time, the woke feminism craziness went so far. The Red Pill was the autocorrection to bring it back into the middle. But the resentment starts when so many of those people that I helped defended all this stuff, they ended up snaking me more than any of the liberals. The people that I'm supposed to be up against ideologically have ended up showing some graciousness, have admitted that they were wrong. While the red pill influencers, they turned on me for a hint of clout, because it's not really about masculinity. It's not really about teaching people.
But this kind of, he kind of reveals his hand here. This is not so much an ideological reason. It's more of just the fact it's a personal grievance. Like, he got into a fight with some red pillars. Like, I think Andrew Tate is one of them. He's going to talk about that in a different video. And so he's just now like, it seems like the cause is largely personal rather than ideological, even though what he's saying is like technically true.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's just like the acceptance thing, right?
Yeah.
Bull. I'm not even in the way, man.
I like that. Honky.
Because it's not really about masculinity and saying what's right. Most of it is insecurity projected into the camera and a mic. Ultimately, the biggest mistake being part of the red pill manosphere wasn't really the ideology. The biggest mistake were being around people who are full of shit. If I were to ever do an apology video, it would be for being associated with these leeches. You don't need to follow this. Red pill is dead. Follow God.
Oh, yep. Let's end it off with that.
Where it's going to be full of God until like a year later, it's going to be some atheist community, and he's going to be saying that like God is bullshit. Yeah, but damn.
Yeah, I'm sure God will look very fondly on the decisions you made in your life. I'm sure, he's gonna going straight to heaven. Okay, so then there's also another video that I think is interesting. So here's him reacting to Andrew Tate.
Yesterday, because after years of saying he didn't want to stream on Tate promoting gambling. Yeah, let's have a real
You can see my screen, right? Okay, yeah, just making sure.
conversation about that. I tweeted at Tate yesterday because after years of saying he didn't want to stream on Kick because they promote gambling, after years of Tristan saying that gambling and degeneracy and porn is ruining the West, Tate promotes his gambling website.
Oh my God. You're surprised that he's a
What a shock. Wow, I can't believe it.
built his whole fucking career on fucking OnlyFans and webcams. And then he also has admitted 1,000 times to owning casinos. You're now surprised that Andrew Tate is a hypocrite when it comes to gambling? He's been a hypocrite all fucking along. It's super blatant, but yeah.
Right, yeah. Casinos made money off like OnlyFans goals or like cam goals or whatever it is. He did like a podcast, I think, recently with like Bonnie Blue and shit. He's admitted that he just takes advantage of guys on the internet. He calls them like losers, beaters. I just like fucking take their money. They give it to me. And now he's like, I can't believe he supports gambling. It's like, bro, shut the fuck up. Like, you really that stupid? Like, you can't be that stupid.
He is pretty stupid. So, well, actually, I have a friend who I kind of respect who believes that Sneeko is smart, but I just disagree with her. I just think he's dumb. Like, I just really.
I mean, you may be intelligent, but I feel like, as we said, if that like need for acceptance or need for fame overrides that, then you can just be like super stupid, right? Like, I think that's a possibility too. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know this guy well enough.
I want to see this young man's SAT scores. Okay. No, I don't. My opinion has always been that he's kind of dumb. I don't know. I feel like I have a pretty good gauge of picking up on intelligence, even if I don't like the person. Like, I'll always acknowledge that like Andrew Wilson and John Anthony are both like, well, they're not in the same category of dislike. Andrew, I'm more or less cool with, but they're both intelligent people, right? John has a million fucking issues, but his IQ is high. Like, that's just blatant from interacting with him. Like, my impression of Sneeko, who I don't actually have anything personally against, is that he's just not intelligent. He's just, that's just my side. I know you guys in the comments come in know what you think about this. I guess it's kind of irrelevant anyway, but
yeah, I mean, he doesn't come off as an intellectual guy or someone that's like very thought provoking or that has like pretty cool thinking skills. But yeah, I mean, fuck it. Yeah, I'm not sure.
All right, let's see.
And this is a day after he said people with the name Muhammad are ruining the West. Coming from a Muslim guy who's saying there's too many Muhammads and then promoting a gambling link. For a long time.
Yes, because the Muslim thing was just a grift, Sneeko. Are you realizing this now?
Like, is he even Muslim? Like, he doesn't seem like a very religious dude at all. Like,
Yeah,
that's probably a grift too. Like, Jesus.
He claims to be Muslim. Yeah, he says that he converted from Christianity to Islam and blah blah blah. But yeah, but obviously it's just a massive fucking grift.
Yeah, I mean, I believe absolutely zero that comes out of that dude's mouth. Like, it's this guy's a marketing genius, and I think he's just going to say whatever gets him more money, essentially. Like, I just wouldn't believe anything.
Yeah.
I'll be real with you. A lot of Muslims have been apprehensive to talk about Andrew Tate because they don't want to push him away, because they know the influence he has, and they know that if the most famous revert leaves Islam, it's going to be very detrimental, and that he could become an apostate and side with people.
That is probably actually true. Like, he's correct with that assessment. Probably a lot of Muslims, a Muslim streamer, there's like a whole Muslim streaming community. I didn't even know about this, but it makes sense, obviously. And so most of them probably know that Andrew Tate's not really Muslim, but they're like, this is the biggest representative of like Islam we have now, like the biggest streamer who's talking about Islam. So we don't want to push him away. So that actually makes sense to me.
I feel like, I could be wrong here, I feel like Islam is a religion that is very largely accepting of anyone that's like willing to be Islamic. Like, if you look at like Jews, there's like, fuck off, like, we're going to make you jump through 1,000 hoops to become part of this religion. Like, I feel like Islam, you're right. Like, even if you're a shitty Muslim, they're just kind of like, as long as you're promoting our shit, as long as like you're on board, like, we accept you. And that seems to be more of a, I don't know how to say this, but like family vibe around the religion where they're happy to prop up each other. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they know he's full of shit either.
Yeah. I think like one thing that Jews and Muslim people have in common, like Christians I see routinely go after each other because there's, a million different sects of Christianity. It seems like Jews defend their own and Muslims typically defend their own. That's just an observation I have. Obviously, Shia and Sunni Muslims, and those two have been killing each other for centuries. But just generally from what I see now in terms of influencers, like if you're a Muslim, you're part of this club, and like we're generally gonna like not go after you, even if we have principal disagreements with you.
Who call themselves enemies of Islam. If we're being real, if you want to have a real conversation, it looks like Tate regrets becoming Muslim. It seems like he sees that it's boxed himself in, that he wants to appeal to that Judeo-Christian supremacy crowd. And so he's distancing himself strategically by saying little things like there's too many Mohammeds in the West. And so him, after all years of saying that gambling is evil, taking a gambling deal, it's just like, really?
Homie, he's owned casinos this whole fucking time. Like, this is why I say Sneeko, I think, is dumb. Like, how do you he brags about it all the time. It's not a secret that Andrew Tate owns casinos. Like, you didn't see the contradiction initially. Like, now only you're seeing.
I mean, the guy is like everything is a walking contradiction. Like, everything. Like, even the types of girls that he says not to go for, and then he's with, like, literally everything. I don't know how you can sit here and be like, I didn't see that he would say one thing and do the other because it'd make him more money. Like, dude, like everything has just been about making money. Like,
this daddy thing. Like, Andrew Tate was his daddy, so he was like, like closed off to basically any criticism of him. He was like his biggest meat rider, and now that Andrew Tate is no longer his daddy, right now he can be more objective and critical.
Yep, true.
Bro, really? So many people are afraid to call it out too because they don't want to get attacked. They saw what happened last year when I had a disagreement with Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate threatened to destroy my career. You remember that? He said, I'm going to destroy your career, but he's a young guy. He's a young guy. I could destroy his career, but I won't. And so other people don't want the same thing to happen to them. They want to. They see the wrongdoing and they ignore it. Tate responds again.
I mean, to be fair, actually, I do agree with Sneeko here. In the, I don't know how many people know about this, but Andrew Tate has been on a fucking lawsuit spree. Like, we make fun of John for this, but Andrew Tate deserves to be made fun of for this just as much, if not more. Andrew Tate has like 20 different lawsuits going on right now. One of them against one of the alleged victims. Like, he's just suing everybody who's like basically like disagreed with him on him being guilty, essentially. Honestly, I'm a little surprised he's not even suing me. I guess I'm just not big enough. But if I guarantee if my channel's bigger, he'd probably be suing me too, right? He's just like seems like he's suing like so many different fucking people right now. So yeah, I think it's always kind of gay if you sue people from internet drama and shit, even no matter what they say.
It's so annoying to be able to weaponize that. Like, if you got some money and you're willing to burn it, like you can have a lot of control in that space. Like, yeah, because it's a cooling effect, right? Like you just sue a bunch of people and everyone else is like, fuck, maybe I shouldn't talk shit, right? Like, because even if you 100% know that what you've done is like fine and they're not going to win the lawsuit, like the stress of that, the money you have to put into that, like it's just super fucking annoying. And like I think you will have a lot of people thinking and feeling like I'm just not going to say anything, I don't want to be a part of it. So yeah, it's pretty
case in point, you're right. Case in point being my thing with John back in the day. It's like I know I am right. And if I had $1 million to burn, I would just fight it out in the courts and ultimately win. But it's like it's just not worth it. Like I'd ultimately rather come to some kind of agreement where we both just agree not to talk about each other and move on. Even though I don't believe I did anything wrong at all, because I was just talking about things that I know are true. But yeah, it's like it would be the same thing. Like just like unless you have like massive fuck you money, you just don't want to get involved in a lawsuit. So you're just gonna basically lawsuits can be used just to silence people. Essentially, it's a tool of basically opposing free speech. That's essentially what
yeah, it's pretty fucking annoying.
It is annoying.
I mean, look, if people are saying, "Oh, you're dissing him," this stuff. Like, am I gonna? I don't see it. I don't see the gambling link. I do. It pops up on my timeline, or it's on my timeline too. He says there's too many Mohammeds in the West. Am I supposed to just be like, this is not like, this is what Tommy Rubenstein would say. That's a straight up Tommy Rubenstein tweet. You know that guy? That guy paid for by Israel, who's there in Israel right now, kissing the hands of rabbis, pretending to be Britain first, pretending to care about England, being in England. And a British nationalist, yeah, he's owned by Mossad. That's what Tate is tweeting exactly like him. And this Tommy Rubenstein is one of the biggest people advocating for the end of the spread of Islam and trying to destroy our reputation completely. And so many times, man, I try to see the best in it. I try to look at the other way and say positive things because obviously, blah, 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 you know, the Tate brothers have had a positive impact and I know them personally. But at this point, it's like disappointing.
The cycle of grief is complete. We went from denial to acceptance to I don't know what all the fucking steps are, but yeah, he's just like it's disappointing.
Yeah, it's yeah. Oh man. I mean, like the red pill shit, is anyone still popular within that realm? Like a Fresh and Fit popular at the moment? I haven't been following any of it.
Let me take a look at their channel. I don't believe so. They don't pop up on my feed, but that's probably because I don't watch any red pill content. But they used to pop up on my feed. Let's see, Fresh and Fit. I mean, yeah, I'm looking at their like live streams. They're getting a fraction of the views they used to. I mean, a fraction of a fraction. Let's see.
It looks like it's averaging like 30K views.
No, it looks well. If you go to the older one, but if you look at like, there's one 3 days ago, 10K views. They used to hit like 300K. I mean, there's one from a month ago that's 10K. If they have famous guests on, they do like 40K. But yeah, I mean, this is like a fraction of where they used to be. Which,
yeah, you're right. 10K, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I don't think there's anyone. Donovan Sharp, I think, has just given up and quit completely. Good. Was Richard Cooper still a thing? Let me take a look. I mean, that guy was never really.
Guy in the car?
Yeah, like fucking jobs in car guy. Entrepreneurs in cars. Okay. Blowjobs in cars. Let's see. He is
18, 4.8, 3.4.3. Yeah.
I wonder if Rollo's like the biggest red pill guy left. Most likely, probably. But yeah, that whole like community has largely collapsed.
I mean, I'm not surprised. Like, there's a lot of big promises. I feel like Yeah, the cycle's pretty obvious. We've been through it before. Basically, there's a bunch of guys that I agree with the insecure statement. I think there's a bunch of guys that were kind of hurt and butt hurt around women. And that's probably a lot of the content creators. But then there's a lot of men that just found it really hard to date. Like dating's tough, like it is. It's fucking shit, and it's really you go through a lot of rejection. And for most men, it feels impossible. And so like you get this promise of, yep, this is how you fix it. We're gonna like make money and shit and fuck women. And yeah, I think like after a year or two of being exposed to that, and then your life is zero different, and you're probably just more depressed, more angry, more upset. I can see why like followers fall off and the whole steam around it kind of dies out.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, to be fair, the pickup community has also definitely been, not as popular as it used to be like 10 years ago. But I feel like the pickup community is more consistent. It's like it was always like relatively underground and still relatively underground. Like the book, The Game kind of like propelled it into the spotlight, but then it kind of went back to being like mostly underground. Like I think like what are the biggest pickup channels? It's going to be like Benjamin Seda, probably him. If you wanted to find it more broadly than Charisma on Command, but they're not really pickup. They're more like general confidence. But yeah, like Benjamin Seda, he does pretty well. Coach Kyle, those would be probably the most popular pickup channels. And they're doing relatively well, but still, most pickup is still niche.
Yeah. Yeah, true. I agree.
Versus I feel like the Red Pill 2020, 2021 was like everyone knew about the Red Pill community at some point.
Oh yeah.
So
like I think Andrew Tate was the most Googled person at one point and shit. Like I mean, the thing blew up.
Yeah, it blew up exactly. Like pickup never blew up like that. And but then like also it's now like, so I would say like pickup has been more like this versus Red Pill has been like this.
Yeah. And I feel like pickup is always going to be one of the niche kind of like semi-underground things. I think there's ways to make it like popular and mainstream, and it is like more the clickbaity, like, oh my god, I got a girl's number in like 10 seconds, or like I kissed a girl or something. But I think like as soon as you start getting more advanced, it's probably like the same with absolutely everything, right? Like there's probably like snowboarding videos out there that a lot of people are like into, but when you start getting to like advanced super technical skills, it's just going to drop off, and it's going to be more of an underground thing. It's probably the same with everything, but
I think it's like that with business advice, though. I like Alex Hormozi. He's very popular, and he does give like good business advice, in my opinion.
Actually, that's a good point. Yeah.
But I think you're right. A lot of communities are like that. The more technical you go, the less like I mean, like if I look at my most popular videos from the last 3 months, it's a drama video I made. Well, not a drama video. It's a video about Sadia Khan covering that.
Yeah.
I did 100K views in like a week. I make a technical video about like really breaking down texting game or cold approach or whatever. I get like 8K views, so 10K views over the span of a month or something like that, and then just slowly kind of grows over the span of a year. But it's like a pet peeve of mine is when people like when I'm reading comments sometimes, or I'm looking at feedback, and people are like, dude, you got to do more technical videos. And it's like, motherfucker, I release a technical video like twice a week. You guys just don't really watch it. Like, if you want to see more of that shit, then share it with your friends. And like, if I'm looking at that and I'm getting like decent like results on it, I prefer doing technical videos. Like it's, I'll do that all day, every day. I mean, I still do, because I feel like that's like what the hardcore fans want, and I'll still like always try to appeal to like the hardcore fans who've been with me from the start. But
people like entertainment. They like the drama.
People like entertainment. People don't like, and they may deny it, but they don't like anything that requires work. And I think pickup requires a lot of work, and it requires rejection, which people especially don't like. And so when you're giving like a practical advice video, where you're like, all right, listen, you have to go out there, you have to get rejected. Like you already lost like 90% of the people. Versus if you do a video where you're like, yeah, listen, bitches these days, they
fucking suck. These whores. It's all their fault, all right?
Requiring no work, people are going to be much more likely to watch that whole thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at some comments. If you are going solo to a nightclub, what is the strategy? Do you start approaching girls the moment you enter and you follow the 3-second rule? I think that's a better question for you.
I take a different approach depending on who's asking this question. So I think optimally what you want to do is you want to enter the club and you want to take your time to figure out like where the goals are. So I usually do like a lap. Excuse me. Then I want to find like a really easy set that I can get myself into and kind of like socially warmed up a bit, but also start creating like some pre-selection. If I can have other girls seeing that I know a lot of people or chatting to a lot of people or getting a lot of good reactions, something's really cool is like if you're actually just open a hot girl, you're talking to her, then a group of girls coming past that you spoke to a second ago, and you're like, oh, what's up, Elizabeth? She's like, hey, like all of that just really adds to the overall perception. If there's a really hot girl, I hate the 3-second rule. I don't want students just rushing in there and like fucking it up. I'd prefer you to just take a second and think, who does this girl know? What do I think? Oh, the opener's going to work for her. Like, does she have other guys that didn't come in? Like, what's going on here? But all of that goes out the window if you have anxiety, right? Like, if you wait 4-5 seconds, the rumination starts, my man. Like, this is where all these students are now thinking like, well, is that even the right thing to say? So if you have anxiety, yeah, sure. Go in, like, don't think about it. Just say whatever fucking comes to your head. Like, fine. That's better than sitting in the corner jerking off and being like anxious. But once you get a little bit like more advanced, then I'd take my time.
Wait, holy fucking shit. Did I not hit go live? I could have sworn I did.
No, yeah, I can see on YouTube that it's playing.
Why does it on my end say gives me the go live option? So on your end it's playing?
I'm looking
Yeah.
at the YouTube, your YouTube thing, and it's playing. But I have an option to stream this to my audience, which I didn't do. So maybe that's why it's still showing.
Okay, people in the chat are saying it's live. It must be just a StreamYard error. Yeah, someone just said it's live, bro. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, because usually I stream to my audience, but I forgot to hit it this time. So maybe that's why there's still like a thing there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I fucking freaked out there for a second. I'm like, God damn it. I've been talking for like fucking 30 minutes. Like, basically, I mean, it's, I'm always down to talk to you, but it'd be fucking disappointment if we just fucking, no one was seeing this.
Exactly. It was just us hanging out. Bro, I've done that on the podcast I do with Kat. Dude, it's been so many times where I have like anxiety around this shit now, where we'll sit down with a guest, we'll be like half an hour in, like chatting back, and then I'm like, fuck. Either like one of the cameras isn't recording, like the audio isn't recording, or something's like fucked up. And I'm like, we're gonna have to like do that again. And it just feels super inorganic having the same questions and same conversation. It's like a very weird feeling. But yeah, luckily with this there's less to worry about.
Back when I used to do like the whole in studio concept, I remember one time I freaked out on my friend a little bit because there was like, after the whole show was over, he was like, hey, I just want to tell you there was this issue, because his job was to like help out with all the back end stuff. And I was like, motherfucker, why didn't you tell me this early? He's like, well, I didn't, you look like you were in a flow. I'm like, yeah.
I didn't want to interrupt.
So, like, basically you can always be one of the people or whatever.
Man. Do you ever have that recording YouTube videos? Like, does that ever fuck up for you much?
What do you mean?
Like that you forgot to, when you record a YouTube video, have you ever forgot to hit like fucking record or like
100%? Yeah. Or like I'm doing like a really good like monologue, or like I'm really like in a good flow state, and then afterwards my friend was like, that was really good, but the battery died in the beginning. So
no! Yeah, bro, it's the fucking worst, man.
Why didn't you stop me? I don't know, man. Yeah. I was liking the content.
Bro, I was just enjoying listening to you talk.
I just wanted to hear what you were going to say. You look like you were in a good flow state. Like,
dude, a couple of the guys are saying, and I see this actually on my screen too, I think with this new mobile thing, it's actually showing up as like vertical, like mobile thing on my desktop as well. So I don't know. We can figure it out next time. But
is this better?
Hang on, I need to go back.
Scotty, you can still jump on if you want. I'll send you the link. Just give me a second. How's it looking now? I just hit that thing.
I don't know if mine's up to date what I'm looking at, but no, it's still vertical.
Guys, can you let me know in the chat how the video is, please? Let me find Scotty.
For those on desktop.
Yeah, if you're on desktop.
Yeah, on my desktop it's still showing like a vertical. I mean, it's still fine. You can see us. It's just we're a bit kind of like zoomed in on our faces, I guess.
What if we do like it's vertical? Okay, that fucking all right. So their whole thing fucking sucks. All right, let's. I can't believe I tabbed their new future. What about this? How about now?
There's a bit of a delay. Give me 2 seconds. And that looks better. Yeah.
Now it's better.
Yeah. Now it's oh, actually no. So now it looks like a mobile on my screen. But we're above and below each other, so it looks a little bit better, but it's not like horizontal. It's not taking up our whole screen, if that makes any sense.
Okay. I'm hearing. So some people are saying that this is better, and some people are saying that the other was better.
This is 100% better. It's just not taking up the whole desktop, but neither were.
Okay, that's weird. All right, so for the next one, I'm just not going to use that new feature because it gave me an option. It's like, do you want to increase the whatever the experience for the viewer by having them? I'm like, yeah, of course. And then I guess that was the wrong call. Fuck you, StreamYard. I'm gonna ask for a refund on my $14.99 per month membership. Last week, desktop view was the best. Yeah, this is unfortunate. I think this is out of our control at this point because this is a new feature that I enabled before actually going live when I created this whole thing. Let me see if I can really quickly fix this. Let me see if there's anything I can do. Do you want to maybe just answer a few questions while I try to figure this out?
Yeah, sure. Question, Marcus, why are you so handsome? Thank you. No, I'm kidding. Let me find one. Unplugged Alpha. Roller just released a new book. Let me know what that book is.
How many books does that motherfucker have?
I did a review years ago on them. I felt like there were a couple of good things in there, but then a couple of things I completely disagree with. A big chant at the channel, bro helped me get a girlfriend. All right, congratulations, Drama MC. How do I make this full screen? Okay, what's something like that?
Oh, I think I might have just done something that would make it better.
How do I make money, get money, and most of your women problems will be over? Okay, I think he's responding to Red.
Does this look better? Well, I just
let me see.
An option for vertical.
It still looks the same to me.
Fuck. All right, we might just have to.
Yeah, I mean, this will be fine for now. We can fix it for next time. Those on desktop, I'm Rocky.
All right. Okay. All right. Let me just. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna read the question off.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Let me start pulling them up. You're gonna be picking all the ones that are like Marcus is fucking handsome, so I can't trust you to do this shit.
True. Yeah. I may have made that one up, but
all right. So we got another question I think is best suited for you for night game. What do you guys think about this routine? Open, ask for plans, post clubbing. Do you like wide number close? Well, there has to be a banter phase. Like there has to be a phase where you flirt with a girl. You can't go like, "Hey, I thought you were cute. Want to say hi? What are you doing after this? Oh, cool. Do you like want like there has to be like flirting and banter because obviously then she's not gonna then the number is gonna be super flaky if she does give it to you.
Yeah, exactly. This works if after you open, the girl is in love with you. Okay. If you're an incredibly jacked, good looking dude, or this girl just happens to love you, then this might work okay. But even then, I'd say, like, if this girl loves you, pull. Like, just stay with her, build sexual tension, and then pull. Like, this might feel really good in the moment because a lot of girls will like give you the number and be like, yeah, man, we can hang out after. You won't even get me saying that, but like maybe they'll be like, yeah, after party afterwards. None of these girls are going to follow through with that shit. So I'd rather you, stay in and actually like fucking make something happen.
I think at a bar and a club, it's really easy to get a bunch of phone numbers. Like if I go to a bar and my only goal is to get numbers, I can get dozens of numbers like in a relatively short time span. But the goal is to have those numbers respond to you and be real to begin with. And for that requires to building attraction, flirting, building sexual tension and whatnot. So just make sure you don't make the number the goal. The goal is to have a really solid. Well, the goal is to fuck the girl. The number is just a means to that end, basically.
Dude, I used to remember I had this African housemate, and one of his friends, we'd go to Ivy, which is like the biggest club in Sydney, and he would spam approach every fucking girl and just ask for numbers. And he'd literally come to us at the end of the night and be like, I got like 37 numbers tonight. It was like a thing. Like he was so happy he got 37. And then I was like, did you meet any of these girls? And like no response. But like that was his thing. Like it's, as you said, it's easy to just go up and like get numbers. Like girls were given to you.
Yeah. Especially during the daytime, it's harder, but at night, yeah. What are your thoughts on the recent Democratic caving to Republic? Dude, I wrote a fucking essay on this. It's on a YouTube community post. Just go to my YouTube community post and check it out, or next. But yeah, short version, TLDR, it's fucking bullshit.
Soft fucking cucks.
Cogs,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. Maybe Sneeko was right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, true. Yes, he's onto something. I was wrong. Yeah.
According to studies, between 20 to 25% of men cheat. I think it's probably higher. I just think that most men don't admit it. What do you think would be the number if we had the same options that women have? Oh, bro. Well, fuck. We could cut in two directions, because on one hand, like if we had more options, maybe we would cheat less, because we're like, well, we always have the opportunity if things don't work out. Because part of the reason men cheat might be because of scarcity. It's like, oh, this fucking hot girl, I'll never get this chance again. But on the other hand, which I think is more likely, if we had unlimited options, and like we'd probably cheat more. I don't know. What do you think? That's actually very interesting.
I mean, all you need to do is look at homosexual studies, right? Like, all you need to do is look at how often do gay men cheat, and then you'll get like probably a better answer around that, because they have a lot of options. They just jump on Grindr, send a dick pic, and find someone to fuck. So that might be a way you could answer that question. I actually don't know what the data is on that though.
Playing with Fire. By the way, I watched Not So Earned Dad, aka Kyle collab with Sneeko on stream. Oh, cool. What happened? I'm assuming it was probably pretty friendly. Like, yeah, I don't know why Kyla. It feels like she gives him like a pass, so as to speak. But I haven't talked to her in a while. Yeah, that's the person I was talking about. When I said there's a person who I respect, that's who I meant, Kyla. Tate is likely due to lawsuits, partially to assert dominance to get his name back out there. I think it more just has to do with just like he has fuck you money and he's just going to use it because like what else is he going to spend it on? And it's also because he doesn't like the criticism. So I think it just comes down to that primarily. Let's see, what else do we have? Have any of you read? Oh, Rhaegar, my dog. Has any of you read The Art of Seduction by Robert Greene? Thoughts on the book? I have not, but I heard it is a good book. Have you read this?
Oh, dude, I read this a while ago. I went through a phase where I was doing like book reviews, and I read this, but honestly, like I don't fucking remember. Like I need to go back and look at my notes. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I heard it was a good book, but I never read it. Robert Greene, he's the guy that wrote the 48 Laws of Power, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah,
that was a good book.
Yeah.
A girl I went on a date with texted me first saying she felt comfortable with me, and it was a great guy, and I was a great guy. Never happened. Okay, a girl you went on a date with texted you saying she felt comfortable with you, and you are a great guy. Okay, that's good. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Is there a question attached to this? Hey, what's up?
Yo, what's up, boys?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Speaking
Good
of
to see. How do you know, bro? How do you know? Don't tell the secret.
The man who pimps out his wife. All right, let's see. What else do we have? Big fan of this channel, bro. Helped me get a girlfriend. Nice, man. Glad to hear. Can we address the J-Mo of John Anthony channel ban? We did that in our last stream, but I feel like we covered everything. Like, yeah, just check out the last stream. I don't really have anything to add to that. Oh, I guess I could like share, yeah, what I was telling you backstage. So I fucking I did a short where literally all I did was just report on the news. I didn't even say anything bad about John. I actually said that I don't think he deserves to be canceled, but I just don't feel any sympathy for him. That's literally what I said. No shit talking anything. I get a fucking email from my lawyer that basically received an email from his lawyer. And it was like, dude, this guy's like fucking bitching about this. It's like, listen, we can help you fight this, but you're going to have to renew your fucking deposit with us. You're going to have to put in more money. I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to take it down. But yeah, I thought that was bullshit. Like when that happened, I was like, you know what? Yeah, Yeah, like I still think logically that he shouldn't be canceled, but like I was at close to 0 sympathy, but now I'm in like -10 sympathy.
Yeah, and there was what's the guy's name? MLB? I don't know. That was on Ice White's channel, Game Global, today, talking about like the lawsuit. So yeah, he got awarded this 700K or whatever it was, but that was by default. So it wasn't actually argued out in court. The jury didn't decide that. It was basically that I don't know what, I tried looking why it was by default. But obviously, like, he didn't show up to court, or he didn't like provide discovery, or he didn't do something, right? And so the judge was like, okay, fuck this. We're just going to give it to John. And then all the jury decided was how much. And so now he's appealing that. He's saying he's appealing on grounds of jurisdiction, but like, surely that would have been thrown out way earlier. And they both have American companies. They're both American dudes. So I doubt he's going to be able to do that. But yeah, he's appealing it. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, like it wasn't actually decided by the jury at all. It was just because he either didn't show up or didn't provide certain things that he needs to provide.
How is he gonna make MLD pay though? He lives in Japan. Like what can he, like it's just a meaningless number, right?
Well, unless he has a bunch of money in the American company, unless he has a bunch of money in like PayPal, Stripe, or using like American sort of accounts for that. But you're right. Like, if he's just transferred everything into like Japanese bank accounts, if he takes money into like Japanese, like, I don't know, their version of Stripe, whatever it might be, then the only way he can ever get that money is if he decides to go back to America, which I guess like maybe one day, like, you know, he might. This basically means that he can never live in America again. Otherwise, he can just claim that money. But I mean, we'll see what happens with the appeal and what happens there. Because as I always said, like
MLD can totally come and like visit America for a month and nothing would happen. He would have to like really be living here for.
Yeah, he'd have to be living here, have assets here. Yeah, 100%. That's what I believe anyway. But he could. I think there is a chance. I doubt anyone does this, but like, there is a chance that he takes it to Japan and kind of sues him there somehow, but that seems really like complex and complicated. But yeah, I think the thing would just be if he has American assets or bank accounts, or Stripe and stuff like that, or if he ever comes back to America. So I mean, yeah, this might make it that he just is never allowed. But I mean, we'll see. Like, I always said, like, I think it's really hard to like sue someone on defamation when you're like both public figures. And I actually don't know what he said, so fuck me. I mean, don't listen to me. But yeah, so we'll see what happens with the appeal. He's also just asked, actually, so before the appeal, he also just asked the judge, saying like 700K is ridiculous. If it's like 10 to 50K or something, like, I'll pay that. So the judges might reduce it, but I doubt it will reduce it to that much. So anyway, we'll see. But this whole idea that John like won on the merits is just like not true. It was by default. So anyway.
John must have dropped at least 40, 50K on the lawyer, because that shit is fucking expensive. I dropped 10K when we had our thing, and there was not even a suit filed. This was just like the pre-lawsuit negotiations. I mean, this was taking something to trial. He dropped 50. I guarantee you this was like a bad financial decision. I don't think he's going to get like I think he wound up spending a lot more money than he's going to get back, if he gets anything at all. That's just my prediction. It's like,
well, this has been going since like 2021, so like it's been a minute. Yeah.
One thing is winning, even if it's by default, but the other thing, collecting, is a whole different thing. That's like a whole separate thing, and it's just like, yeah, like someone who doesn't live in America, it's like, good luck collecting that. You're just not gonna. You're gonna have to. He's gonna have to go to court again. He's gonna have to like try to put liens, but he doesn't own property in America, so he can't put a lien on anything. So yeah, I mean, fucking MLD can just wipe his ass with the court orders, honestly.
Yeah. So on the 10th of December, the judge is signing. I forget what it's called, but basically it's John asking for what assets the other dude has in America. So he's going to have to like cough those up, or like not cough up the actual assets, but like explain what assets he's got in America. So that'd be interesting to see. As you said, does he even have any fucking money tied to America at all?
Yeah. All right, let's see. So what was and you talked to him today, right? So what was his like outlook on this whole thing?
No, I didn't speak to him. I was just like, watch the stream. Yeah. Yeah. But the MLD, am I saying it right? MLD, I forget what the fucking letters they are.
MLD, yeah.
Yeah, he seemed pretty happy about like John getting banned, obviously, and then he seemed pretty optimistic about the lawsuit. He basically kept saying like he can't sue me because I'm in Japan and he's in Brazil, so it's like I'm just doing an appeal on that. But like you can't, like you've already gone through this whole process. The judges already seems like they've ruled on that because it's gone this far. I think like trying to appeal on that. I don't think that's actually what he can or will appeal on, especially like they're both American companies. So that makes no sense to me, but he just seems very optimistic. He's like, John's going to have to pay me money or something. I was like, okay, bro. So yeah.
That's not happening.
What's his name? His name is John too, right? John something.
Yeah. I think they're both named John. I'm pretty sure. I forget MLD's real name. Are you still consistently hitting the gym? Saw comments saying you're losing your game. Yeah, I still go to the gym. I hurt my right shoulder benching pretty heavy, and so I haven't been able to lift like heavy weights. So, but yeah, I've lost maybe like 5 pounds. It's not like I've lost a lot of weight.
How much were you benching?
I was doing 220.
Oh, fuck you, Americans. Okay, let me figure that out. How many reps were you doing?
220 I could do for like 10, 11 reps. Sometimes I would go up to 250.
Holy fuck, bro.
Yeah.
Damn, you're strong.
Clear, I was on the machine. It wasn't free weights.
Yeah, I don't know what the machine's called. Smith machine or something.
No, it was like the bench press machine. So it's like
bench press machine. Okay, yeah, I've never used those. Okay.
Well,
damn, that sounds like a lot though.
Years to get there, but yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is what it is. I haven't, but yeah, people are saying I lost like all my weight. I lost like 5 to 6 pounds. If I
you have a gym in your new apartment luxury building.
Yeah, I do. I use it sometimes. Mostly I go work out somewhere else, but yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
Why do you guys think the community is so dead nowadays and so many coaches don't take the job serious? I've heard coaches not even showing up to paid coaching calls. I don't know who these coaches are who are not showing up to paid coaching calls. I'm certainly showing up to every paid coaching call, and I think Marcus and Scotty are too.
I'm surprised. Dude, I have students tell me that have come from like other coaches programs and shit. And literally like we'll have 3 calls and I'll just like show up for the call, obviously, right? Like they're paying for the fucking call. And they'll make a comment like, bro, I'm surprised like you're on time for these calls and and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, I think a lot of the industry is just like very unprofessional, but yeah, that should be like the bare minimum is you show up for calls on time.
Dude, the bar is so low now.
Yeah.
The bar is so low now. It's crazy.
I think that was always the case. Like, at the end of the day, most dating coaches are degenerates who prefer fucking random girls than doing coaching calls. That's just what it comes down to. So most of the time when a dating coach flakes is because they have some girl they're trying to fuck.
Yeah, it's true.
Marcus, meta question here. For analytical guys, advice is typically take more risk, but where do you draw the line between risk taking and recklessness?
Risk taking and recklessness. Yeah, that's a good question. When I say like take more risks for a lot of guys, oftentimes it's like not the bigger risk per se. So what I mean by that is like I might say take the risk and start to sexualize or build some sexual tension, or like take the risk and like just fucking grab her number before you leave. Like it feels risky, but the risk is like rejection. But really, like if we look at this analytically and we ask ourselves like what has the highest probability of success here, it's going to be usually to sexualize or like to take the number. So it's like the less risky play, but it just is the safer option because the rejection doesn't feel as bad. Should we like, you're very nice, have a good day, walk off. In my mind, that's a worse rejection. Like when a girl says some bullshit like, you're so nice, but it's just not what I'm looking for. Like what you should hear is, I think you're the biggest fucking beta cuck I've ever met in my entire life. And I don't think you're even man enough to hear me tell you I don't want you, right? Like that's what I try to tell myself and what I hear, because like that shouldn't feel good, that type of rejection. That should feel, I would rather a girl tell me you're a piece of shit, fuck off, right? Like I'm using like hyperbolic examples here, but that's what I mean by risk is like, it's okay to get rejected. It's okay to learn and move forward. Now, risk in terms of, I would never like pull my dick out and wave it around in the club because I'm like taking risks. Like that's just stupid, right? So, so the risk should really be about like, that play should increase your chances of having success, and it should be like a long-term thing that you're actually like learning and improving on. Like that's the way to look at it. If you're just doing like stupid shit like lying in the street or something, like this is like stupid to me. So yeah, does that make sense what I mean by like risk?
Yeah, the risk is perceived. It's there's not actually a physical risk. It's just
exactly.
It's just like it feels risky, but it's not actually risky. Yeah, I agree with that. You have anything to add to that, Scotty?
Yeah, I was just talking about this today with this client. I was like, when you start getting like the gentle rejections where they're like, they sense that this guy is like so far beneath them and they're just this gentle guy, they almost just want the gentle rejection. That's a worse sign than being like, fuck off. Get like, I don't know. It's just the girl senses that this guy's like a total like pussy and so fragile that like she has to gently reject him. That's like the lowest tier, I think, the lowest common denominator. I think taking risk, I was always told like blow me or blow me out. Like, so you better off going for
blow me or blow me out. I love that.
Go for the high risk move, so to speak. But yeah, like Marcus was saying, when you start to do it after a while, it's like the other option is more painful. You know what I mean? To not hold a girl's hand within the first couple minutes for me, I feel like that's cringy and awkward for me. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, I think taking social risks is actually fun. I don't know, maybe because when I was younger, I used to take a lot of physical risks by doing a lot of stupid shit, and like now I'm at a point where like I'm not gonna take any physical risks, but social risks are fun because there's really like no real repercussions, generally speaking, and so I kind of enjoy that actually. I'd rather come on too strong than not strong enough. All right, let's see. If I have a baby face, do I have to compensate and be even more masculine? And how should I do it in date game? I mean, definitely putting on muscle will help. That's the solution there is just put on some muscle. But I mean, I don't know how you would compensate in date game. What do you guys think?
I mean, I did it. I got a face tattoo. I was always told growing up, like, oh, you have a baby face, you're a pretty boy. And I think I just overcorrected and I was like, fuck you guys, I'm gonna go crazy. So that was my 21-year-old version of like what I thought about not being like the pretty boy baby face. But yeah, you could do other shit. You could get like a tougher look, I guess you could say. I don't know, I'm not a fashion expert, but I think if you wear like some nice jewelry or something, some accessories or a cool haircut, maybe grow out your beard a little bit. There's things you could do to get a little tougher of a look. Yeah.
Beard and muscle. The two.
It's funny because I was going to give tattoos my answer as well. I had an Asian student that was just really nice. And he got a bunch of tattoos and he just looked like a fucking gangster. But yeah, I think like subcoms are important too, right? Like some of my students that is very like Asian and nice. Sometimes I just like have them say profanity in the first, like even in the opener, and it kind of removes that vibe a little bit. So if they just say, look, I'm so fucking curious, just adding the fucking in there kind of removes the like very friendly vibe. So yeah, like anything that's masculine is going to help compensate.
Yeah. All right. Online dating doesn't work for me. What would be your game plan to get a girlfriend from cold approach? Well, I'll just add one thing on this is that online dating doesn't work for you. 99.9% chance because you don't have good photos. You might think you have good photos, but you don't if you're not getting that. All right, I'll let you guys take the second part of this question.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say the same thing. Like, get Alex to review your photos. Like, if online dating isn't working for you, this is not just like an on-off thing, or it like works or it doesn't. You need to be able to have really good photos, have a profile that's like properly done, be in a good area, have the multiple apps, have your text game like on point. Like, it's not just something like you download, put up some photos from your phone, and say it doesn't work for me. So, if you want to get it sorted. But otherwise, how do I plan on getting a girlfriend from cold approach? I mean, get better at cold approach. Like, this is like, how do I be good at cold approach? I'd start with just getting over AA and having some good subcoms and openers. There's a lot of information on all our channels for that. So yeah, maybe it's a good place to start.
Watch my how to get a girlfriend video.
There you go.
Okay. How do you text a girl differently after first date, depending on whether you smash, don't smash, but good vibes, don't smash, but mixed signals? I mean, like, if I fuck a girl, I'll just say like that was really hot or something like that. Obviously, I wouldn't say that if I didn't smash. But other than that, I think, there might be more sexual The combo might be more sexual if I smash, but other than that, I don't think there's any substantial difference. What do you guys think?
I can't read the question. What does it say? How do you what? What is
How
it?
do you text a girl differently after a first date, depending on whether you smash or don't smash?
Well, if you didn't smash, sometimes it's a little bit more like I guess they're both kind of the same thing. Yeah, it's like this girl left tonight. I was just like, oh, she's like, I would have rocked your world if I would have had more time. So I don't know, something along those lines. I guess I don't know. It's like I don't know. I think if you fuck the girl and you want to see her again, you want to be like, it was a really good time together. We should set it up again or whatever. Like I don't know, something simple like that.
Someone said, Alex, are you aware there are 2 different live streams on your channel? Like, is one for mobile and one for desktop? I don't know. I can have a look now. Yeah, to answer the question, I wouldn't exactly look at it as like smash or didn't smash. I'd really just look at it more in terms of how much compliance you have from this girl, because it might be a case where you don't smash. And the girl's like, look, I'm on my period. I just have a huge phobia. I don't like blood and blah, blah, whatever it is, right? But hey, next Tuesday, please, I really want to come over. I want to suck your dick, like blah, blah. Then yeah, my approach here is going to be a little bit more relaxed. I'm going to have a bit more space. I'm going to allow her to chase a bit more. You might have a girl that you fucked, and then afterwards you got like incredibly needy and fucking ruined the vibe. And the girl's like, yeah, that was a fun one-time thing, but I don't think I'm looking for it. Like, that's what's going to matter more
So
to
I was
me.
thinking you could move in next week, and then
Exactly. Yes.
my mom was going. You can meet my mom tomorrow. I'll have you FaceTime with her, and then
I think I would love
grandparents on Tuesday. Yeah.
True. Yeah. So typically, if you have a lot of compliance, I would maybe not even message the girl, or just like a message like Alex said, just like add fun. If it's a girl that you don't have much value or compliance with, I would ask why and try to correct for that. Now, it can be really hard over text, but I try. If you're too needy, then maybe like you could tell like that was fun. Take care. You could add that in there. Like maybe it could sound like you don't give a fuck about it. You could start creating some curiosity, or you could build some like pre-selection, or start to try to build some value through text like you would before you went on the date. But I mean, the overall answer is just make sure the date goes well, so you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, I would worry about compliance.
Is it possible to recover from going over her place from Tinder but not being able to close? I don't think it is 99% of the time. I think if a girl invites you straight over, or she comes straight over and you don't close, I think it's done. So you can absolutely go on second dates with girls that you don't fuck. But I think that's extremely unlikely if she was looking for sex. But so there's a difference between when like you go on a date with a girl and she's not looking to have sex on that date, and so you don't have sex, right? She's going to be much more likely to respond than a girl who's looking for sex but didn't get it for whatever reason. And it might not even be fair. It may be that like part of her wanted sex, but then she kept giving you objections, but you just didn't know how to like overcome her LMR or whatever. But still, she's going to quote unquote blame it on you in her mind. So I don't think it's really possible to recover from that. I mean, like if you do it 1,000 times, maybe you can recover once, but I would say move on and just don't make the same mistakes you did.
Yeah, if she wants sex and you don't have sex, you probably fucked up big time, right? This wasn't I'm a little slut shame thing. It's probably, yeah, the sexual tension was way off. Maybe your breath fucking stank, man. Like whatever it is, you fucked up, and it's unlikely to be recoverable.
Yeah. Question mostly for Alex. I saw Kyle Kulinski responding to the Sneako video, and he mentioned PUA. Ooh, I did not know about that. I do watch a lot of Kyle Kulinski. Why do you think a lot of these lefty comic girls have such a negative view of pickup? I need to see that video. I'm actually pretty curious now. But the answer is simply because they don't understand what it is. They think it's something that it's not. There's this negative stereotype of the pickup community. People think it's like, people on the outside think it's like negging and it's like tricking and manipulating girls, which it's not. It's not. So it's just a misconception. They just don't have they don't have enough information about it. I can basically sell the pickup community to almost everyone if I have an hour to talk to them. I can get pretty much everyone on board with the general idea of what I'm doing on this channel. If I have an hour to talk to them, even half an hour. And usually I've had many people who were like my girlfriend is a perfect example. She's like, I thought the pickup community was like a bad thing, and now I think it's a good thing. So I've changed a lot of people's minds on the pickup community in real time, but it requires that conversation.
Okay. Sorry to interrupt. There is 2 streams. one is mobile, one is desktop. So if you're on desktop, you can go to the desktop one. Obviously, if you're on mobile, it probably auto does it. But yeah, okay, it looks much better now. So
Okay, all right. I'm just fuck this new feature. Never using it again. Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah, I think a lot of times the pickup gets a bad rap because the PUA guys want to be bigger and more mainstream and reach a bigger audience. So like they're just like, I guess normies or something are just seeing like the thumbnails and the stuff that's trying to
Adi, you're
capture.
describing me right now. It's making me uncomfortable.
You know what I mean? But I think like you said, those videos that you're talking about, text advice, they're not really doing a deep dive into like the actual stuff you're teaching and helping guys. Like they just see the shit that we're trying to do to catch people's attention, I guess.
They're not even watching that. Like they're just going off. Like guarantee you Kyle Kalinske has seen a grand total of like 0 pickup videos. They're
Yeah,
just going
like
off.
thumbnails and stuff like that, just basic stuff.
I don't even think it's that, honestly. I think they're just going off like what their preconceived notion is of pickup, which like just a lot of people have an automatic negative view of pickup. They think of like mystery. They think weird dudes with hats. They think manipulation. They think like creepy, oddball people who are socially awkward. That's the automatic go-to for like the majority of women and a lot of men.
They think peacocking, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. All right, let's see what else. What are the typical big milestones men get to on their journey to be amazing with women? Like big one I can think of is when a guy first loses virginity and gets it out of the way. What else? I mean, yeah, that's an interesting question. I would say, I don't know, losing your virginity, having sex with your first like 8, having your first girlfriend, having your first threesome, being able to, I mean, before that, probably being able to pull from cold approach, being able to consistently pull from cold approach, first time fucking this type of quality of girl or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I was gonna say probably the most was like first lay I got from cold approach was pretty epic. I seem to like know that exact. That just was very vivid. It's like I know the girl. And I forgot so many girls, but that one sticks out to me for sure. That was like a big celebration.
Oh.
That was my biggest milestone.
yeah, I agree. Pull, retention, girlfriend, relationship, and then just how many of these you rack up. So like obviously first pull is important, but then being able to pull multiple times or consistently, and then like retention, like the first time you create retention with a girl is important, but then being able to do that more consistently. Yeah, I think these are.
And of course, once you hit 2,000 late count, that's a big one.
2,000. Yeah,
I mean, you got it.
Yeah.
Alex, your voice and tonality has improved so much over the last 15 years. Thank you, sir. What do you do to help with this? I objectively have a deep voice, but I think I sound kind of fruity. Marcus's peak voice. LOL. Taking TRT helped, and also just becoming more confident on camera. That helped a lot. Just when you're nervous, your voice is going to be just worse. So just becoming more confident on camera from repetition. Those two things essentially.
Damn, dude, he knows you for 15 years, this guy?
I haven't even been making content for 15 years. I started making content. My earliest video of me that you can find is from like 12 years ago, maybe.
12 years ago.
That's no. 10 years ago, probably. 10 years.
So you could find videos of me talking about pickup 14, 15 years ago. I mean, doing cold approach. There's infield of me from like 15 years ago circulating on the web.
Damn, bro.
And it looks the same.
All right, let's see. Let's do a few more. At what age will it become problematic to get 18 to 25-year-olds? I look young for the age and have height, 33, but I worry about getting older. Can I get young ones even at 50 if I take good care? Yes, if you have a cool lifestyle. I mean, in theory, you could, if you approach enough 18-year-olds and you're like 50 and you have good game, you'll fuck some of them. But I think most people don't want to be doing cold approach when they're 50. But yeah, if you have a cool lifestyle, you can. I mean, there's plenty of guys in their 50s who fuck girls in their early 20s. But I think eventually it'll also start to get a little old for you. And you'll probably want to just get into a relationship anyway.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's some places in the world that are probably more accepting of this too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, Colombia. They don't get that's super common there.
Yeah, Eastern Europe.
Yeah, Eastern Europe too. Is social circle game really effective? Because I think it is, but if you but only if you get good on cold approach first, and then you move towards social circle like Justin Mark. Yes, I agree. If you get good at cold approach and then you are able to do social circle game effectively like Justin Mark, then yes, it can be extremely effective.
Yeah, I think you nailed it there. Like you require, I think we've spoken about this before. You require like a certain set of skills to be able to do social. It's not this magical thing that you pop 10 girls around you, and suddenly because there's like 10 girls around you, you're gonna like fuck them all, and they're gonna magically think like, wow, this guy is so charismatic and amazing because there's 10 girls around. Yeah, you need like a standard level of cold approach skills.
Here's
Yeah.
an question: is it better to try to make a girl orgasm and fail, or not try and fail?
It was a funny question.
I think it's always better to try, because you don't know you're going to fail, so there's a chance you might succeed. And not try. What does not trying at all mean? Like you don't fuck her at all, or you bust a nut in like 10 seconds, or you like jerk off on her hair? Like I don't know what that means.
Yeah, always try. And this is your cheat code, okay? All right, Waffant8639. If you're bad at it and you're worried about failing, just this is what you do. Tell her she's not allowed to come. All right. So if you're gonna go down on her and you're like, fuck, I suck at this shit, you look her in the eyes and be like, listen, I have one rule. She says, what? And you say, you are not allowed to fucking come until I tell you to. Okay. No coming. She's like, okay, then try your fucking hardest. Okay. Because if she wants to come, she'll fucking come. Then you just be like, I'm so disappointed. She's really happy. And then if she can't come, you're like, good girl, you listen to me.
Oh,
right?
shit. That's so
either way, you're good.
I love that.
Dude,
that's
it's
brilliant.
a secret.
That's brilliant.
I'm stealing that.
Yeah, bro.
I'm doing that too. Yeah, that's genius. It's like you can't lose.
Can't lose.
Can't lose. What I love that. What drugs you guys tried? I've never smoked heroin or meth, but I've tried pretty much every other drug. Those are the two that I knew I was always going to avoid because they're extremely addictive. And yeah, like you can't really be a casual heroin or meth user, but you can be a casual everything else user. So yeah. But
What about the crack epidemic, right? That's a big one.
yeah, you
Crack,
can't really be
heroin.
a casual. Yeah, I've never tried crack. You can't be a
Yeah,
casual,
crack, heroin, meth.
but you can be a casual cocaine user. I mean, don't recommend it, but it's definitely possible.
Is a casual
Yeah,
fentanyl
man.
user?
No.
Yeah, I've tried pretty much everything. I don't really like coke, so I mean, I'd be down to try heroin or meth, but I mean, it just doesn't really interest me that much. I prefer psychedelics.
How do you not like coke? It's like amazing.
Yeah, I
I'm not a
talk
fan.
way too much, bro. I like when my mind and thoughts just get a little bit fucked up. Okay, that's the feeling that I like. I'm not a big fan of benzos and just being like really like fucking lazy and relaxed. And I'm not a fan of like coke where it just amps me up because I'm usually already amped socially, and then I just become that annoying ADHD guy that's running around like a cokehead. So yeah, psychedelics are my preference.
Interesting. If coke wasn't bad for you, I would definitely do it like often. Like
fair,
there was no health downsides. Yeah.
Dude, I could never get into it, man. I could never get into coke.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have a whole ritual that I've used to do back in the day before gaming. I've toned down quite a bit, but it was pretty extensive back in the day. GHB, that was a big bodybuilding drug. That
Oh
stuff
yeah,
was
my
really
friend
good.
loves that shit. Yeah.
Dude, that
I'm
stuff was like
Yeah.
the best game drug ever, but it's really hard to get. It's really difficult to
Bruh, I OD'd on that. It was no fun.
get. You
Oh,
like shit yourself? Like I had a friend like shit himself and throw up and stuff.
You
I
want to
passed out on the street, vomiting everywhere. Yeah, not fun.
Yeah, it's not fun if you OD on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never OD'd on anything. But yeah, I guess the last thing I'll say about coke, and like just for the record, I haven't done coke in like almost a decade. But in a hypothetical world where it's not bad for you, I feel like I could be so much more productive if I like was able to do coke like 4 times a day. Like I feel like I could easily double the amount of work I do.
Damn. Yeah. I mean, I've never tried working on coke. I feel like I'm that way, obviously, with the ADHD meds, Vyvanse. I've tried
Vyvanse is
before,
good.
and bro, I was a production machine. I mean, you just high the first time you take it, but like I was pumping out work left, right, and center. But yeah, I've never thought about working on coke. I think I'd just be like too erratic to.
Yeah,
to be
what
able to-
do you do when you're fucked up on coke and all your friends are like, I'm going to bed, dude, and then you're just sitting there fucked up on coke, right? And then you got all your friends are gone because they don't want to put up with your going ass. You just fucking do some work. You know?
Alex has like 10 YouTube videos. So guys, listen, this is how you hear girls. Just like pumping out content. Right, we should do it.
It's big on Wall Street, right? That's probably the most. There's
Oh
a
yeah,
lot,
good point. Yeah,
yeah. There's a lot of cokeheads on Wall Street.
yeah. Same in our financial sectors as well. Coke is huge.
But just to clarify, for the very impressionable sneakers out there, coke is definitely very bad for you. So
Yeah, Coke is bad, kids.
purely
Be
hypothetical
impressionable.
situation. Don't fucking try to do it regularly to be more productive. It's not going to work out well. Oh, last thing I will say on this. I wish they had this in America, but in like Colombia and Peru, they sell like the cocoa leaves. And those like hit very differently. And when I was in Colombia, I made tea out of that, and that kind of acts more like coffee. But the good thing about
Really?
that, yeah, it's not like nothing like cocaine. It's more like coffee. But the good thing about that, like I can't drink coffee past a certain time because then I'm not going to be able to sleep. But with the cocoa leaves, like I could drink it, get the energy boost, and then go to sleep like an hour later, and I would be totally
Oh,
okay.
wow.
So
Yeah, I guess they're like
cool.
shorter acting. Maybe is that why?
yeah, it's short acting. Exactly.
Yeah.
It sounds like the Vyvanse version of Adderall. The Vyvanse is like nice and smooth. Adderall is like this big spike.
Yeah,
Oh.
well said.
So yeah, I do wish they had that in America, but yeah, highly illegal. All right, we can move off this question. Your girlfriend is obviously going to be open to it, but leftists will never accept PUA. They cancel politicians like Al Franken for jokes and daily have viral posts bashing guys for mild flirting. I think that's starting to change, though. I really do. I think there was like a SJW PC era. And I think that era has largely passed, and so I just don't see that nearly as much on the left anymore. I mean, like maybe with the fringe online left, but not like the actual like the center of the progressive base. I think most of them are like they're done with the PC shit. Like at least a lot of them are. There's like overlap between feminists and SJWs and like progressives, but the overlap is a lot smaller than it used to be, in my opinion. Do you agree with that, Marcus?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like when you have someone like Trump that, I mean, he's just a fucking degenerate. I mean, how can you be upset for someone like flirting with girls or something when this guy's just like, yo, I just fucking raped them, you know what I mean? Like it's, I just, you can't be as upset, right? Like, I don't know. I don't see it as much. Maybe I'm wrong. I can't remember the last time that someone's got like fucking actual consequence. I mean, the left are probably just more responsible with their actions anyway. But yeah, I mean, I don't really see it.
I think Trump has like total. He's desensitized a lot of people to it. So you should be thanking him, Alex. You should. He's helped out with that. That's your best chance of becoming a political figure at this point.
That is true. That he has definitely changed. Like before Trump, I would have never thought it would be possible for someone like me to be a congressperson. But since Trump, it's like, dude, like I don't have even a fraction of the the potential, like fucking controversial things that he does. Like,
The dude is a convicted felon. I mean,
Yeah, legit.
yeah, I was able to get out of all my felonies, so
yeah.
Yeah.
that was a joke, by the way. How common is fake subscriber counts for pickup channels? I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know who else does it besides the person that we're all thinking of right now. Yeah, I don't know who else buys their subscribers in the bigger channel. I don't know. People sometimes accuse me of that shit, but like you can just literally, if you don't find out whether someone buys subs or not, go to socialblade.com, type in their channel, and it'll show you their progression. And it's pretty obvious to tell from that.
Yeah, I think they did that this morning on Game Global, where they I think they even compared your channel with I don't know if you care who I say, but like the other person. Yeah, and you can see like a clear huge jump that didn't seem very organic from the other person. So
Right. When building compliance, can you do in small ways like asking for her to get you some water at her place? Not that way. I don't think like her getting you water, because that's just like a random nice gesture. I don't think random nice gestures count towards compliance.
like I can't imagine a girl like what are you testing here? Like obviously you're out of place. Obviously this girl likes you and trusts you, right? So like what are we actually testing? Like, if a girl is she going to say no, I'm not going to get you water? You're like, I'm thirsty, can I have a water? She's like, no, and you're like, okay, maybe this girl doesn't want to sleep. Like, at that point, if she's saying no, like the next words out of her mouth are like, probably please leave my place. Like, you need to think like, I'm at this level of compliance. What I really want to test is that next level. So if you're at a place, she likes you, she's into you, I want to start really pushing forward that sexual tension. So what that might look like is getting a little bit closer, holding longer eye contact, speaking in a deeper voice, bringing up sexual topics, having some physical touch. Like, that's a better test than like, can I sit down? She says yes. You're like, good, right? Like, yeah.
Excuse me, can I take a shit in your bathroom?
Dude, I feel like I've heard that one before from some like Red Pillar. Like that's like their script basically. That sounds like
there was. I think what I'm thinking of maybe the same thing is someone suggested like, can I have a sip from your drink or something? And again, like, it's a weird thing. Some girls are just like phobic to germs or like are worried about getting sick. Like, she might say no, not because she doesn't want to fuck you, but it's like just in her mind, like sharing drinks is like weird. And like most girls will just say yes out of being polite. It doesn't mean they want to fight. Like, it's just a really weird test of compliance. I don't think it's like that effective.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
The much better test of compliance is just touch her knee. Right? See how she responds to that. That's much better than like these random requests. Most people don't want to be doing cold approach when they're 50s. I dig in mystery, Alex. It was not intended. I didn't think of mystery when I said that. And like, obviously I respect mystery for his contribution. That being said, I would not want to be him. I would not want to be doing pickup when I'm 50. I don't think most people would. Like, what about you guys? Would you guys want to do pickup when you're 50?
Nah, bro. I mean, I'm coaching it, sure. Like, I think coaching is a whole different thing. But like going out there like 5 nights a week again, staying up to like 4 a.m. and being on Tinder all the time and all that. Yeah, no, probably not, man. I think at 50, I probably have different interests.
Dude, I've always integrated it pretty nicely into my day-to-day life. Like I was always more of a day game type of guy. I mean, I used to do everything, but like, and I still do when I coach and stuff, but like I've always just done shit like at the grocery store, walking around. I like that stuff. It actually wouldn't bother me because it's not separate from like who I am, like the shit I do. Hollering at girls during the daytime is fun.
Yeah, I think there's a difference between like you're going about your day and you're like see a cute girl and you say hi to her versus like going out there and doing a 2-hour session of just cold approaching girls,
Right.
Yeah. Let's see. As a non-drinker smoker, I feel a bit uncomfortable being invited over to a girl's place for a first hookup while she's wasted. How do you guys do it? Well, we don't do it. I don't fuck girls who are wasted. Certainly not the first time. So the answer is we don't do it. There's a difference between a girl having a drink or two, but if a girl's wasted, I'm not going to fuck her, especially not on a first date, because that can have all kinds of really bad consequences. Also unethical. But so the answer is, if she's wasted, don't do it. It's not worth it.
What a weird question.
But I think it's, I agree. Like, so many guys think, because I will say, like, invite the girl out for a drink. Or I'll say, like, the guy will be like, oh, she's coming to my plate. I'm like, yeah, just ask her if she like wine. Like, you can share a drink at your place, right? And like a lot of students like are under the impression that what this means is you guys have like 10 drinks and you're both like blackout wasted, and then you try like fuck the girl. And so like I'm always clear, like I would have 1 drink, max 2, but usually it's like you have a drink and then like by that time you're already fucking, right? And also smoking weed. I've had so many fucking like field leg reports, whatever you want to call it, where students are like, yeah, it was going really well. The girl wanted to smoke. And then I got like greened the fuck out and I didn't know what I was doing. And I was anxious and I'm like, blah. And I'm like, don't complicate it, right? Like just fuck her first. Like this can be shit you do at another time. Like if you guys are seeing each other, you guys want to get wasted, do it. If you guys want to like smoke, do it. But like first night, just don't fuck it up. Just have like a drink, close. Like that's it. Keep it simple.
Yeah.
Here's an interesting topic. You kind of made me think of this. I feel like guys who don't smoke weed, period, like my policy, like generally speaking, I've gone through phases of my life, but like I'll have a hit here and there, right, if the occasion calls for it. But there's some guys who like never want to touch weed, and some of them have a good reason. Maybe they have government jobs, or maybe it's just like whatever. They're scared of it. I don't fucking know. But I feel like you will. I think blow out not a huge percentage, but a certain percentage of girls, because there are some girls they're just stoners, and if you're not willing to like even take a hit with them, I think sometimes you will blow it out. What do you think?
No, I mean, from my personal experience, no. So for a long time, I didn't smoke weed, and girls that wanted to, I was like, if you want to do it, go for it. And like these big stoners, like I remember one girl, holy fuck, she was like always high. It wasn't a matter of like, is it okay if I could, like, she's already coming over fucking high, and then she's like asking to smoke in my. I'm like, go for it, do your thing. I didn't want to smoke at that time, and it was never a problem with these girls ever. But maybe I don't know. Maybe I was just lucky. Maybe there was like other reasons why. I mean, now, yeah, I would. I just like fucking smoke with them. But yeah, I don't think I've ever had like that as an objection where they're like, you need to smoke. Even with drinking, there was a while I didn't drink, and girls might be like, it feels weird, I'm drinking, and I'm like, oh, just one glass. Like, you have that, I'm just gonna have whatever. Yeah, for me personally, it was okay, but I mean, maybe I just go.
I don't mean it. Let me clarify. I don't mean it's like an objection. I mean more of like the girls like, okay, and this hasn't really happened to me, but I've heard like field reports of it. Like the guy's on a date and it's going pretty well, and the girl's like, hey, do you want to come up to my place and have a smoke? And the guy just like says like, oh no, I don't smoke weed, and then like kind of ends there. Type of thing.
Yeah, maybe it's like a judgment thing. I feel like if the guys are like, oh my god, I never do that, or they're like, no, and they seem like fucking scared or something. I think they're like, oh, I gotta train and shit tomorrow, like no, or they're like, I didn't smoke anymore. Like, yeah, because I feel that way around women, man. Like there were girls where they'd be like, do you do drugs? And I'm like, yeah, of course. And they're like, oh, that's really bad. And I'm like, bro, this girl, like, I found that from my point of view, like super, like just incongruent with me. So yeah, I feel like you're right. I feel like if there's some like judgment around it, or they just seem like very sheltered, like maybe that's a bit of a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as Marcus, man. I've never had an issue with fucking stoners and just making it really nonchalant, like not a big deal at all. Yeah, I haven't had an issue.
I would slow roll it though. If like I'm in that situation, I'll be like, yeah, sure, why not? Maybe I would be like, yeah, sure, why not? Maybe I'll take a hit or two. And then when you get there, I would just be like, if I really want not smoke, I'd be like, actually, I just remembered I got the blah 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 blah. But, don't stop yourself.
Yeah, I think it's a really good way to deal with it. Yeah.
It's just about how you phrase it. All right, let's do like 3 more questions, maybe. What do you do when you don't know what you're missing in your game? Get a dating coach. Simple questions.
Yeah.
What's your take on having weekly cold approach goal? I normally shoot for 5 a week and tend to hit that number and go beyond. I think it's good to have goals with anything, including cold approach.
I think it's good.
Yep.
Okay, let's see. I'll do 3 more. I don't know. Let's see. Coke fucks up hard to talk. That is true. My game totally goes to dog shit when I've been on Coke. Like I'm just talking for 5 minutes straight, and then like I realize that I'm supposed to be running game and I'm supposed to be trying to attract the girl. And at this point, the girl's like super checked out. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm like, fuck. Forgot 3rd time in a row that I'm trying to actually pick up this girl instead of going to small.
Yeah, I love drugs for like girls that I know and are like sleeping with, and I feel like it enhances it. Trying to game on certain drugs is like the biggest hamstring. Like it is so tough. Yeah, like so I remember this one time I was on weed. On weed sounds funny. I smoked some weed, and dude, I just kept giggling the entire time, and I'm like trying to sexualize, and I look like the biggest pussy in the world because I'm just giggling as I'm doing it. Yeah, it's not a fun experience.
I feel like weed, man, it like emasculates me. I remember like being on this one date. Exactly. And dude, I was like, fuck it, I'll take a hit with this girl. And I'm like, next thing you know, I'm like sitting on the bed, fucking like shaking and shit. And I'm like, no interest in touching this girl. She's like, had to like comfort me and hug me. I'm like, yo, why is this so like socially accepted? I'm like, this is crazy. Yeah, I've always had these crazy experiences.
It hits people differently. Yeah, some people.
It's insane.
Bro, MDMA. I remember I was on this boat party and I was flirting with this girl, and the MDMA starts kicking in, and I'm just like, wow, I forget what I was saying, but I just started like complimenting her. I was like super over validating, and I was like, oh, fuck me, way too nice. Way too nice. So yeah, be careful, guys.
Yeah, I would say that's it makes me too nice. Yeah, that's the best way of describing it. Which is fine if it's a girl who's like a fuck buddy or girlfriend. But
yeah, exactly.
First date, yeah, it fucks me up. Would you have LFA back on? Yeah, absolutely. I have no problem with him. He can come on whenever he wants.
Who's LFA?
He's a content creator. I had him on once. But yeah, if you're watching this LFA, feel free to just shoot me a message and you can come on next week. Okay. This is an interesting one. If I come across the casual fun guy, girls who only want long term from beta guys will reject me. But if I come across this beta, the ones who sleep fast with casual guys will make me wait. Well, you don't want to come across as a casual. Neither one of those is good. The beta is probably worse. Okay, I think I understand what he's saying. I think this is what he's trying to get at. If I come across as a nice guy, I can get the long-term girls, but I can't get the DTF girls. But if I come across as like the asshole or whatever, then I can't get the long-term girls. But my argument would be is that you can get the long-term girls. Like, I don't think you should be an asshole, but like being assertive and being like kind of a fuckboy, you can still get the long-term girls. Otherwise, like none of us would have ever had girlfriends, right? So I think it's much easier to go from fuckboy to like he's a good guy with a good heart to he's a good guy with a good heart to fuckboy. So I think it's really easy to go in one direction and really hard to go in the other one.
Yeah, well said. I feel like fuckboy is going to bring all the girls in initially. Yeah. And then if it's girls that want like long term, you're gonna have to adjust your game a little bit. Now, it doesn't mean be a pussy and say like you want a relationship after meeting you for an hour, but it does mean that maybe you are hinting at being a little bit more open to long. Maybe you hint that you're not like just a fuckboy. Maybe you hint that you're willing to see her again. Like all these things, it's basically objection handling. But like you need attraction first, and attraction is usually going to come about from all that like casual fuckboy side.
Yeah, you're gonna have access to a much bigger pool if you have a fuckboy mentality initially. So yeah, I think it's not a great take. If you got a bunch of girls as a nice guy, then you're doing something right, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like I think like the thing that from what I've heard from every girl I've ever dated or a girl who I've like seen more than once is that like when they meet me, they think I'm like just like a stereotypical fuckboy who is just like whatever, who's just like gonna be good in bed, but probably gonna whatever, not have much substance. And then usually after I have sex with them, like I'll have like usually, I mean, it depends. If she's super dumb, that's not gonna be possible. But a lot of the time I'll have like a pretty good conversation. They'll start picking up on things on me, like, oh, he's actually intelligent, or like, oh, he actually has a good amount of self-awareness. Like I didn't expect that. So I prefer to like girls to kind of not expect that stuff from the beginning and kind of have that be like a big bonus after sex rather than the other way, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Because typically when they fuck you, does like they come to their senses and be like, oh, I must really like this guy, and then they uncover more about you at that point. So it's a way better route to take.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's funny. I learned this like later with my girlfriend that initially, like when we were like hooking up, that she had me saved in her phone as the Russian.
The Russian fuckboy.
Just the Russian, because I guess I'm the like the only
not even a name.
Yeah. Question, but it's okay because I had her saved as the Colombian, so it balances out.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Question: Hey guys, really trying to turn my dating life around. I feel that cold approach is the most effective way to meet women. How many approaches should I do daily and where? I think you're asking the wrong question. Look, if you want a number, I'd say do minimum 5 approaches. Like that's a good, but it's not about the quantity, it's about the quality. So if I'm your coach and my choice is to have you do 2 really solid approaches or 10 shaky ones, I would pick for you to do the 2 really solid ones. So focus more on the quality over the quantity would be my advice. What do you guys think about this?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Go ahead, Marcus. You can do it.
Oh, I agree. Like you can just start like if just getting over AA, then yeah, you can just look at like quantity, and then as you start like improving, then I'd start looking at the quality of those. So it might be, your subcoms, so you can record it, listen to your tonality. It might be like your DHVing or your like attraction, so you might want to record that and review that. And you could have like goals around that too, like. I'm going to write down all my DHVs and like practice a couple of them, whatever the fuck it might be, right? So yeah, I agree with Alex. Just you can start off slow, build it up, and then start looking at quality over quantity.
Yeah, depends how many dates you're getting out of like 10%. If you're doing 10 sets and you're getting 1 lay out of it, then I think that's a decent number to shoot for.
really the way you improve is you figure out what your weak points are and you improve on that, and then you get to the next weak point. And the best way to do that is having a competent coach. So like when I do a coaching call, is like, let's say, like most of the time guys come to me for online, but there's still a decent amount of people that come for me for cold approaches. I just like ask a lot of questions and I analyze and I try to find what's their weak point in their game. Like I'll ask questions like, okay, like let's say you approach 10 girls. How many phone numbers will you get? Okay, let's say you get 10 phone numbers. How many of those will lead to a date? Okay, let's say you have 10 dates. How many of those will close, right? And I try to figure out where their weak point is and then work on that. So that's really kind of the best way to approach that.
Yeah.
But what if being a fuckboy, you're unknowingly alienating some girls who only want the super nice guys, not comfortable with fast escalation, only want to wait months or years? Good. I want to screen those out. Why the fuck would I want to be with a girl that wants to wait months or years?
Yeah, that's ridiculous, dude.
The goal should never be to make it work with every girl. Like there's a saying, jack of all trades, master of none type of thing. So you don't want to try to make it work with every girl. In fact, all the good dating coaches, they know the power of screening and they don't try to make it work with every girl. They don't, because they understand that you're just not going to be a good fit with some girls. Like, why the fuck would I want to like keep gaming a girl that wants to wait until marriage before having sex? Like what would be the point of that? Like, wouldn't I just rather find a girl who's more compatible with what I'm looking for? Or like, why would I want to game a girl that, for example, is is whatever, like super religious or something like that? Like, just, it's okay to screen girls out. It's a good thing. In fact, you should be screening girls out. If you're not screening girls out, you're just wasting a lot of your time.
Yeah, I mean, this would be like asking, hey, man, I feel like a lot of your techniques don't really work on lesbians. Like, how am I going to convert a girl from lesbians being straight? Like, I don't know. Like, should I really? It's like, who gives it? Like, the amount of women that want to wait years to have sex is like so small. I've literally met more lesbians than girls that want to wait years. So yeah, I wouldn't worry about that. I think, like, to answer your question, which maybe is a little bit more balanced, and maybe what people ask is, maybe they don't want to wait years on one, but maybe these girls really are like wanting to have like a relationship. You'll be surprised at how many girls want a relationship, or you might think as relationship girls, or might even give you these objections. When you're able to build a lot of attraction, when you're able to come off as a little bit fuckboyish, these girls will still be into you. They'll just give a lot of objections. So, I mean, I see this a lot, right? Like, even with my students that are really good and come off as fuckboys, I see this, where girls are now, they go from relationship goals, especially Eastern Europe, like, I'm a good girl. They'll go from that, they'll like the guy, they'll show interest, and then as you go to fuck, you'll get this, like, element. You'll get the, oh, will you ever see me again? I'm not that type of girl. I'm looking for something a little bit more serious. As long as, like, what I would do is show that, like, I'm open to that at some point. I'm not going to dive into a relationship after knowing you for 30 fucking minutes. But, like, if I get to know you and you're a fucking incredible girl, or, like, hypothetically whatever girl that is, then yeah, I'd be open to something more serious. Like, I'm not just going to fuck you and not see you again. And sometimes just saying I'm willing to see you again is enough here. So I feel like you're overblowing and taking face value too much with girls that are, like, you know, looking for a relationship. The amount of times Alex would tell you he's probably seen that on Tinder and he's fucked these girls, right? Like, don't listen to it, right? Like, build the value, like, overcome some of these objections, and you'll be fine. The amount of girls that want, like, to wait until they're married is, like, so small. Don't worry about them.
I think most girls want both. I was going to say most girls, like, there's a part of each girl that wants both. Like, if she had the right, you just happen to be, you'd be like, oh, I thought that girl wanted a long-term relationship. How come she just fucking never got back to me? Because each girl is looking, they want a long-term relationship with their fucking ideal guy, and then they'll be a whore with the whatever, just like the casual dude. So, like, I don't know. I never really personally, if, like, you know, mark it against them if they fuck me quicker. Like, it has no bearing on, like, a long-term relationship at all for me personally.
Yeah, I agree. The no hookups thing in the bio is just like a bad joke at this point. I specifically remember one girl, and if you guys are really curious to go through my lay reports on my website, you can probably figure out which one it is because I wrote about it. I'll give you a hint. It's the one where there's a video of me slapping her ass. Yeah, like, I remember she in her bio, because I remember her because we kind of really clicked, and she had no hookups, and we hooked up within, like, minutes, or maybe 10, 15 minutes or something really quick. And I remember I was, like, playfully called her out. I was like, so what happened to no hookups? And she was like, Like, she's laughing at it, and I'm like, okay, I see how it is. But
Dude, those are like the best targets, actually, sometimes. Like the ones with the all capital letters, like I don't do hookups, I'm not into this. Like that's a good sign that you're gonna probably fuck that girl on the first night.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm serious.
All right, boys.
they're like 50-50.
I got to run. I got a call now. But yeah, thanks for having me on, and
Yeah, it was a
see
pleasure,
everyone next week.
I'll see you
All
next
right,
week.
later, Marcus. Peace.
See you, man. Bye bye.
Take it easy. I was going to do one last question, actually. Is
Yeah.
it reasonable to not want to consider a girl for a relationship if she isn't willing to be sexual on the first date? That's an interesting question. It's kind of the
Wait,
reverse.
what is this again? Just read it one more time. I can't.
Does it make sense to not want a girl for a relationship if she doesn't fuck you on the first date?
Oh, the other way. Yeah, honestly, at this stage in the game, like as I get older and I have less patience with this shit. Sometimes I lose a little interest if she's looking to like try to play games and shit like that and make it like work over like she's purposefully doing like objecting. It's like, I don't know, back in when I was younger, I guess I would go through more of the wash, rinse, repeat, but I do actually kind of hold it against chicks now a little bit. I'm not as interested. I honestly, like, I know there's attraction between us. Why are you just going to keep doing this? I lose a little interest nowadays with girls who try to like play games.
Yeah, I don't think it's unreasonable, but I would say it's 2 dates for me. Like,
Yeah.
I am cognizant of the fact that like some girls just won't fuck on the first date, and if I like really am super ultra persistent, I can get laid, but she's then like not gonna hit me up like because she feels like I wasn't ready, he was a little too pushy. So like I'm okay with like closing on the second. Like my current girlfriend, we didn't have sex on the first date, we got sex on the second date, but more than that, yeah, like I start losing interest fast. Like
Yeah.
third date is the last date I'm willing to entertain if we're not having sex.
I was gonna say two. I was gonna say two max, but yeah, maybe occasionally if it's like really, really something, or like it also depends on the situation. Like, is
It depends on if
depending
I
on-
feel like there's progress being made. Like if she's
Yeah.
like if there's like if on like the first date we make out, the second date she gives me like a blowjob, then like like I'll probably consider the third date. But I
Yeah.
don't go past that. Like if she doesn't want to fuck by the third date, then I'm just like, all right, whatever. Like best of luck.
Yeah, I totally agree, man.
But yeah, cool. That's basically it. I think we've gone for quite a while. Yeah, just tell people where they can find you, Scotty.
All right, man. ScottyWingman.com. Check out my prices, boot camps, and Scotty_GLL YouTube. Appreciate it.
Cool. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys
All
next
right.
week.
Later,
Take it
guys.
easy. Bye-bye. How the fuck do I end the stream? Because it's telling me that I should go live. All right, this is gonna be interesting. I don't know how to fucking end the stream. Yo, do you guys is this stream still live for you guys? Let me know. I think it still is live. Fuck my life. Because from my perspective, oh shit, yeah, from my perspective, it gives me the option to go live, but it doesn't see anything about ending the stream. All right, I'm gonna have to fuck around with this.